Today I'm going to be talking about my very best friend who actually passed, September 7th, 2010. I've been meaning to talk about this for a really long time. It's been really difficult to rehash everything. I don't really ever talk about it, but I wanted to talk about it today just so I can get everything off my chest and do it constructively. I met my best friend in 2007 at Grand Nationals. He was in the rival band, Broken Arrow. We happened to be standing next to each other after everybody performs. Every school that makes it, in the top 10 or whatever, they line up next to each other to go onto the field to receive, your awards, But yeah, me and him were standing next to each other. He played the tuba and I played the clarinet. And we just happened to be standing next to each other. And we started talking to one another. And of course, he was talking to other people in my band. I thought he was really funny. I actually thought he was really freaking hilarious. So whenever they call it breaking ranks. So after that was the year that we won and we broke ranks, and I happened to bump into him, after we broke ranks. And I was like, hey, I think you're really hilarious. Let me get your number, or you can have my number. And from that point, it was history. We literally talked every single day, but spend maybe 5 or 6 hours on the phone. I would talk to his sisters, talk to his mom maybe once or twice. He lived in Oklahoma and I lived in Texas. So the very next time I saw him was the following year at Grand Nationals again. And he actually gave me a Broken Arrow t-shirt that I actually still have. He gave me the t-shirt whenever we broke ranks. But I had saw him before, and we actually, our hotel was connected to the stadium. Where we were practicing was connected to the stadium. And me and my friend, we snuck off and we went to go see him, and she actually took a picture of us. It's the only picture that me and him have together. We ended up just being really close, and I've never felt this way about anybody without actually hanging out with them all the time. It was a weird thing because you normally don't get close with someone that you've only met, a couple times. So I had seen him 2 years in a row at Grand Nationals, but the following year he was going to be graduating, so he wasn't going to be able to attend the next Grand Nationals. Because he's graduating, and then I still had a year left of school before I went off to college. So I didn't get to see him that year. So fast forward to August. I had finally started school. I was having a really good time. I was talking to him a lot less than I normally did, just because I was getting ready to move in. School had just started. I had to worry about my classes and everything like that, so we talked a lot less than we normally did. Here is a picture of him. Yeah, it's actually I don't know. This is actually me over here. I cut it out because I didn't feel it necessary for me to be in it. I was, starting school. I got busier and busier. I talked to him a lot less, and I know he was going through a lot of stuff. One particular day, he had called me, and we spoke on the phone for a little bit, probably about 30 minutes to an hour. He was really heartbroken. His girlfriend had just broken up with him, and he also told me that someone had promised to give him money for him to get a truck, because we were talking to each other about him visiting me. So, and it's because I hadn't seen him in over a year at this point, and I really wanted him to visit me. And he had stated that he was going to be getting a truck, and he was so excited, and he was like, I can't wait to visit you. So he was definitely planning on visiting me and we were going to continue our friendship. Somehow that ended up not working out, and he was really bummed out about it. And then also his girlfriend had just broken up with him, so he was really heartbroken about that as well. He was going through a lot of stuff, and I was actually mad at him whenever he told me that he wasn't going to be able to come visit me. I was very upset. You know how like you're not really mad, but you're like, you want to, you know, act like you're mad just to, you know, prove a point. Just really stupid, immature stuff. So later that night, he had actually called me a few times, and he even texted me, and I completely ignored him. That night he actually he called me a few times. He also texted me as well, and he just wanted to talk to me. I knew earlier that day he was having a pretty shitty day. He was having a pretty shitty few weeks, actually. He also wanted to, I think he wanted to be in the army or something, and they wouldn't let him because of heart issues. He was just having a really, really hard day, and I was pretending to be mad at him, so I was ignoring him. And I was out with like four of my friends that I had met in the time of me being there, and whenever I had gotten home, I was responding to a Facebook thing. The status was from September 2nd, and it said, "I can't tell you what it is, I can only tell you what it feels like." And right now it's like a still knife in my windpipe. And there are a lot of people that are commenting on it. I commented, you know, hush or shh or something. And this guy, he said, "You have a good taste in music." And I said, "No, he doesn't. Tyler's dumb." And he said, "That's not very nice." And then I happened to see, like, you know, a bunch of like rest in peace on his profile, you know, after I had said that. And I said, "Wait, did he die?" And he was like, "Yeah, I thought you knew." And I said, "I had no clue." And he said, "Yes, I'm pretty sure it was about 2 hours ago." And 2 hours prior, like I said, he had been trying to call me, he had been trying to text me, and I was just ignoring him because I was still upset that he wasn't going to be able to visit me, and it was really immature of me to do. A lot of people messaged me, and they said, you know, "I saw how you found out. I'm so sorry that you found out that way on Facebook. You know, we'll keep you updated on when the week is." I begged my mom to take me to the funeral. The funeral was going to be on the 11th. He passed on the 7th, and the funeral was going to be on the 11th. And my, I think it was about an 8-hour drive that my mom took me to go to the funeral. I met his 2 sisters. I met his mom. I met a lot of people in his family. I met his ex-girlfriends. I pretty much met everybody that I had heard about, but I finally met them in person. But yeah, I cried myself to sleep a lot after that. But yeah, I went to the funeral with my mom. It was really, really beautiful. And after the funeral, I did write a note, and it says, "Dear Tyler, I love everything about you. We have had some amazing talks, and I truly miss you. I went to your funeral today, and I met your whole family and a few friends. Your family was so nice to me, and I even got to sit with them. They really made me feel like I'm a part of your world. They all said that they've heard a lot about me. You have no idea how much that meant to me. I would talk about you so much that everyone at school got so annoyed. And they're helping me through this hard time. They knew how much I loved you too. I think everyone did. Your sisters are spitting images of you. It was hard talking to them. I just wanted to hug them so hard and just pretend it was you. They're so sweet. I remember all the times when I would talk on the phone with you and you would constantly be messing with Jessica. LOL. I didn't know her or know what she looked like, but I always heard that high-pitched squeal that made me giggle. Kylie looks even more beautiful in person. I know how much you cared for her, and she loves you so much. Your aunt was crazy cool. She reminded me of you. Your mom, I feel like she's my mom too. I've heard so much about her, and I heard her yell at you a lot when we would talk on the phone. Then she'd say, "Hi, Simone," and continue yelling at you. I saw your slideshow. I was bawling throughout, and the Pride members had on those half black, half white shoes. They had so many inappropriate stories. I only knew of you a few that you told me, but they cheered me up a little. Our schools have always been rivals, but us two, we just loved each other. The rivalry never affected us. I gave you a hug and a kiss, Tyler. You were so cold, and I was scared to be near you. You look so different. As soon as I looked at you, I cried so hard. I was hoping that you would just get up and say, "I'm okay, guys, this was a joke." But you didn't, and it became real for me at that moment. I wish they put all of the things I made you in the coffin with you. I don't want them to get thrown out. I want you to have them in heaven. I know how happy you were to get that package of random stuff, the mixed CDs, the shirts, the artwork, everything. I also remember you telling me when you got a nephew and me saying that I hope he turns out to be just like you, because he'll be a player from the Himalayas and be cute and sweet and funny just like you. I hope he is, and I hope to get to meet him someday and just tell him funny stories. He's missing out on knowing you, Ty. You were a great guy. People may say that, how can you be best friends with someone you almost never see them and live 5 hours apart? Well, we made it work, and this, it makes the heart grow fonder, and I was very fond of you. I wish that I saw you more often and got to share memories with you. Everyone there had a story to tell and about how much fun they had with you, and I don't have those, and I'm kind of jealous. Everything I do from here on out will be for you. I'm going to succeed in life because that's what you always wanted me to do my best. I wish I had gotten to see you make it big. You had so many plans. You wanted to finish college and go to Germany. To be honest, when you told me that, I cried and was upset because you would have been even farther away from me. I've always worried about you. You would always tell me when something was bothering you, but most of the time I could just pick it out. Before I left from college, I used to call you to make sure you're okay. And if you were crying, I would talk to you for hours and hours until you were laughing and unbelievably happy. But since I left, I haven't been around as much, and I feel guilty. I feel like I'm responsible. I feel like I somehow neglected you. Like I neglected my best friend, and I'm so sorry. I wish I was around more to take away your pain. I wasn't aware of the extent of it. I just wish I could restart time and fix everything. I wore the pin you gave me at Grand Nationals today. Kai recognized it, and I'm definitely going to wear your shirt when I go to sleep. I remember I always made you laugh from the moment we met. And the first time you made me laugh, you were so proud of yourself. It took a while, but you did it. From then on, you couldn't get me to stop laughing. I'm going to miss your little smirk and your smile, your childish laugh, your presence. I'm going to miss being able to call you when I'm feeling down or just talking whenever we have a funny story to tell. Now, when I call, I know you're not going to answer, and when I text, I won't get a text back. This is by far one of the worst experiences I've ever gone through. What am I going to do? How am I going to live my life and be happy again when my best friend is gone? I have your picture as my background of my phone and my laptop. I keep looking over at you every sentence I write, and I wish you would just come back. That was the letter I wrote on Facebook. The note is still up there. Actually, I haven't edited it. I haven't changed it. I haven't moved it at all. It's always been there. You can see it still affects me. I still do feel guilty for not answering the phone. I also wrote a letter. I was actually going to perform this at Poetic Justice, but I wasn't able to emotionally do it. So I had one of my friends at the time read it for me. But here's what it says. It's called Fly High. And it says, on September 7th, 2010, you took your life and shattered mine. I sat there in my room in disbelief. This has to be a joke, I said. All I saw was a series of rest in peace. I called you, no answer. I texted you, no response. Then I knew. Tears rolled down my eyes. The day you took your life was the day mine changed. I miss you so much, and the only question that came to mind was why? Why did you do this? Why were you so selfish? Why did you wrap that rope around your neck? Why did you let things get so bad? Why? Didn't you say goodbye? I talked to you that morning and you were upset, but I guess I didn't know the extent. I told you I would text you back later, but I got so tied up with life and forgot. You texted me, but I ignored. It's all my fault that you're gone. I could have stopped you. I could have saved your life. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for not being there. You were, no scratch that, you are and forever will be my best friend. Forgive me, oh please forgive me. I love you, Tyler Joseph Williams, in loving memory, fly high. But yeah, I don't know, it's something that I think about a lot. I definitely feel guilty. I don't think I'm ever going to get past that. And I even had thoughts of suicide myself. After that, I did have to go to counseling. It was really, really hard. That's the story of my best friend. And I still miss him today. And if anyone has gone through something like this before, just leave me in the comments below. Just so that I know that I'm not alone. I don't know. I just really miss him, and thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for letting me get this out of my system, so hopefully I can fully heal and not feel so much guilt and pain every day. But yeah, thanks for listening.